Man, what is up, y'all? 2024. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. It just went by in a flash. Here at the reflection pond, you see behind me, I hated this pond for years. Probably 7 of the 8.5 years I hated this pond. Right here where we're sitting, this whole bank, we had a huge willow tree at one time. And it died. And of course, willow trees, everything above ground is twice as big below ground. So these roots went all through this bank. When it died, of course, all those roots made a pathway, and this pond leaked. After the first year we moved here, it leaked. Just kept leaking. 7 years I spent filling in spots and digging out and packing back in, and I mean, you name it, I tried everything and it just did not work. And finally, after 7 years of failure, we bit the bullet, and had to get a big excavator in here and take this whole bank out and fill it back in. And now it's gorgeous. Got fish back in there, and I don't know, there's a lesson to probably be learned from this. You know, sometimes there just ain't an easy way to do things. Sometimes you just got to do it the hard way is the only way there is. Trying to cut corners, spent 7 years cutting corners on this thing, and it just bit me in the ass. Didn't matter what happened. So, but I come out here and hang out sometimes. I really like this spot on the pond, and I wanted to reflect on 2023. What a year, man. It was insane. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. I've got to meet a lot of great people. Man, amazing people. You know, Amber and I started Mountain Readiness, and we never thought it would go to this point in such a short amount of time. But it just goes to show, I think people are hungry. People are hungry for knowledge. They're hungry for just to coexist and be around people of like mind, man. It's getting harder and harder to find people of kindred spirit, you know. But what a great year for that. A lot of hard stuff. I mean, we, you know, everybody knows that we've had some, if you know us on a personal level, you know, we've had some stuff that hit us, and the same with anyone else. You know, there's always ups and downs. It's been a hard struggle, especially these past couple years. But Mountain Readiness, awesome, man. I can't believe it. The people that we met, you know, Chris Weatherman, Angry American, all the tactical rifleman guys, Sue and Emery, and Mike and Lacey Dixon. And man, talk about the salt of the earth, man. Mike and Lacey Dixon, Sean Tall and Christopher Mullins. There's so many of you guys that we've met and are working with currently that it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what can happen. What can happen in such a short amount of time. You know, and then of course we have the podcast. I'm on the podcast there with the Angry American, the Angry Nation. And those guys, I'm happy to say, I consider them friends and family. Man, awesome dudes. You know, Chris and Emery and Sue, those guys are just straight up as good as you can get. I mean, they are exactly what they portray in person. Couldn't be happier. But, and then there's the downsides of everything, right? This year, a lot of medical stuff went on with Amber. We've struggled with. My job ended. Some of you know that, but I say Amber asking if I was okay. She seen me sitting out here. Usually I'm in the trance staring, but I got the back because I'm recording here. But we a lot of rough stuff. The job ended, and I'm glad about it. I've had 2 jobs in the past 24 years. 2 jobs. And I mean, I've worked stuff on the side, but 2 actual full-time jobs. And there's a very big part of me that feels that I wasted a large chunk of my good years of life. There's no doubt, 46 years old, you start feeling it a little bit, start slowing down a little bit. But I'm glad. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what 2024 holds. But I do know that I'm going to start focusing a lot more on the things that matter and the things that count. Focusing on practicing what I preach. We moved here 8.5 years ago with the intent of building a homestead and building a self-sufficient lifestyle. And we ended up getting caught up very deeply in the same rat race that we left. Yes, we have this here, this property, and it is nice. But if you're constantly working, constantly chasing a dollar, chasing that piece of paper with dead people on it, you don't enjoy this. Once again, I found myself in the same spot. So when the upper powers that be of the company that I worked with decided that I did not align with their goals and objective of a company any longer, I said thank you. Because it's time to start focusing on the things that matter. And that's what I'm going to do this year. That's what Amber and I are both going to do this year. We're going to focus on building this homestead. We finally got our chickens. Chickens are rolling good. The fish the pond stocked with fish now. Should start being able to pull fish out of there next year. Garden's going decent. We got the fruit orchard finally in, and it took off for the most part. So 2024 for us is going to be focusing on what counts, and that is building this homestead and practicing what we preach. So drop in the comments. Let me know what you guys are doing this year. I know it's going to be an exciting year. There's no doubt. I don't know where it's heading to. Not sure. But I do know that no matter what happens in the world, because it's just constant turmoil, it seems like, a powder keg, I do know that the good Lord says, tarry until I come, right? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to tarry. We're going to do a lot of tarrying this year. Because whatever happens in the rest of the world, it does have importance. But at the end of the day, ain't nobody in this world going to care more about you and yours than you and yours. And so focus on you and yours. Build your community. Quit worrying about everybody else. Focus on right here, right now. And the rest, I believe, will fall into place. I also am going to start, I've got quite a few ventures that I'm working on of self-employment. I've spent years now in the same rat race as everybody else, chasing that money all the time. Oh, it's never enough. You can never have enough money. And the truth is, man, I'm done making other people rich. Because that's all I've done. Yeah, I've made a couple bucks. Whatever doesn't get sucked up by the taxes. But 2024 for me, I'm either going to make that money for me and mine, or I'll just go broke doing it. Quit making everybody else rich, guys. If you got a dream, you got something you want to do, something that you've been thinking about pulling the trigger on, man, it goes by fast. All right? I can't even I can't even fathom where the past 20 years has went for me. And quit waiting. Pull the trigger on it. Do it. What's your plans for 2024? Let me know. Until then, God bless. Keep you safe, you and yours. And I hope to see you guys around here in 2024. Peace.